Hello everybody and welcome back to the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations walkthrough. It is time to continue on with our cross-examination of Sister Bikini. And as I was saying at the end of the last part, the fact that she didn't see Iris stab Elise down him, and also lots of blood. Now, we're going to go all science on this, because it's going to get explained a lot as we go. But blood doesn't tend to spurt out if the weapon is inserted. I know that doesn't necessarily make much sense, but the whole thing is that when a blade is inserted into a human body, it acts as like a stopper for the blood. If it's in there, it's plugging the hole. The second you pull the sword out, that's when the blood spurts forth. So, generally, the bloodiest part of a murder is when the murder weapon is removed. But also, there's a slight problem with smoothly pulling a sword out, considering the murder weapon is meant to be the shishito. I completely mumbled that word, but that is fine. Because yeah, that 7-branch sword is pretty gnarly. And also, if it was plunged straight to the hilt, like seriously? There is no way that that sword went through that body straight to the hilt. Because it would have got caught on so many different things. Objection! Like, swords can plunge through flesh, but unless you're going with a particularly sharp sword and hitting it with a particularly large amount of force, you're going to struggle to break bone. Or at least cut through bone. Like, actual decapitation, you need a lot of force and a really sharp blade. Objection! So, stabbing Elise down him through the back with that sword doesn't really wash because it's so pointed and branched. That's just going to cause a mess. Well, it's going to cause a mess when it goes in. It's going to be nigh on impossible to pull out. And also, you know, if it had been put all the way into the hilt, it'd be all bloody, and it's not, so... Ta-da! I don't know how anyone didn't think of this, to be fair, because this is pretty obvious, I would feel. And you see, we are masters of cross-examination. I know this is Edgy doing this and not Nick, but still, we are masters of this sort of thing. And we've... Oh, I love this one. Foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool. Do you think that Franziska needs to get a bit of a thesaurus? Because he does use fool so much. I mean, to be fair, not many words quite have the same feeling as fool. But, I mean, you can use things like idiot, ass, half-wit, nincompoop, blockhead, buffoon, dunce, dolt, ignoramus, cretin, imbecile, dullard, moron, simpleton, clod, dope, ninny, chump, dimwit, goon, dumbo, dummy, dum-dum, dumbbell, loon, jackass, bonehead, fathead, numbskull, dunderhead, chucklehead, knucklehead, muttonhead, puddinghead, thickhead, woodenhead, airhead, pinhead, lame brain, pea brain, bird brain, zombie, jerk, nerd, prat. Oh no, I've missed a bit. Dipstick, donkey, donkey, noodle, nit, nitwit, numpty, twit, clot, goat, Plonker, Burke, Pratt, Pillock, Wally, Git, Wazzock, Divvy, Nurk, Dork, Twerp, Charlie, Mug, Moppet, Nyaff, Balloon, Sumph, Gork, Gobdor, Schmuck, Bozo, Boob, Lamer, Turkey, Schlepper, Chowderhead, Dumbhead, Goofball, Goofus, Galoot, Lummox, Klutz, Putz, Schlemiel, Sap, Meatball, Gink, Cluck, Clunk, Ding Dong, Ding Bat, Wiener, Weenie, Dip, Simp, Spud, Cute, Palooka, Poop, Squarehead, Yo-Yo, Dingleberry, Drongo, Dill, Alec, Gala, Nong, Bogan, Poon, Boofhead, Wingnut, Mompara, Knobhead. This is getting a bit cruel on that one. Asshat, also a bit cruel. Tomfool, very archaic. Noddy, Clodpole, Loggerhead, Spoony, and Mooncalf. Oh, there's some glorious insults in that. Basically, that was just me reading off of Google's dictionary thing for fool. Oh. And I have to say, I do actually use quite a few of those. Obviously, idiot, nincompoop. Haven't used ignoramus in a long time. I do quite like ignoramus though. Imbecile's always a fun one. Numpty, nitwit, twit, git, prat. Yeah. You see, there's loads of words that Francisco von Karma could use. And, like, I mean, with the whole dummy dumbo dum thing, like, you probably wouldn't be able to fulfill a full sentence with that. It's not quite as flexible, shall we say, as fool. But, anyway, time for more cross-examination, because we need to find out where this bleeding weapon is. Oh! So, we're dealing with tracks here. Now, it was snowing a little bit, there's a lot of complicated stuff here, but, yeah, no, they could not have gone to the Eagle River and thrown the weapon away. Largely because why would you throw the weapon away and not the body? I mean, that surely is one thing. I mean, unless you're trying to frame someone for murder, which is totally a realistic thing to do, considering we've had that happen multiple times before, actually, because, well, every case that we've dealt with in this game has had someone framing someone else for murder. So it wouldn't be out of the question, would it? But also, you may think that it was snowing, but we have weather data, and said weather data is going to just blow this out of the water. There's a massive contradiction, and it's in the weather data. Like, you'd think she would have looked at this sort of stuff. I mean, I know you're trying to create an immediate hold in the argument, so you're just going to go, boom, take that. But, no. We are going to just blow this argument out of the water. So, as I said, the snow was from 7 till 10:50. It stopped at 10:50. The murder took place apparently at 11. Therefore, the weapon would have been thrown away after the time, and therefore there would have been tracks there and back. Our case is proven. See, this is why you read all of your evidence for making such an argument. Because it leads you to getting called out like that. And that's just daft to open you up to that sort of foolishness. How ironic I'm calling Franziska von Karma a fool. And, no. Hold off on that bit of information. Oh, well, actually, we can prove this. Because we have other pictures of the Hazakura Temple, which should hopefully very much prove that it had stopped snowing. Let's see if I can actually find the bloody picture. Crime photo, there we go. She's not covered in snow.
Take that!
Take that indeed. Really, sometimes these prosecutors need to think their way through things, because like this is just bleeding obvious if you ask me. And also you can see that it had been snowing because the feet of Mystic Army are covered feet are covered in snow. So if if it stopped snowing before, well, yeah, murder, or continued snowing. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm talking about anymore. But it's fine. Because basically we proved that, yeah, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple before it stopped snowing. And then came back after it had stopped snowing. And that had to have been after 10 to 11. Which means that the murder weapon couldn't have been thrown away. Because that all happened before the murder, apparently. Well, so I mean that makes sense, but obviously she said she never went, so some complications arise, it seems. This is where everything's getting a little bit topsy-turvy, shall we say, because Iris says she never went to the Inner Temple, but Sister Bikini saw her. But the snowmobile wasn't there when Sister Bikini left the Inner Temple. It was already by the main gate, and it looks like it was covered in snow. So it hadn't been used when Sister Bikini got back. Which would mean that Iris went down, and also we saw her at 10, so she went down after 10, and then came back after it had stopped snowing, so how curious, how very, very, very curious indeed. There are lots of difficult holes in this case at present, but very much we need to fill in, because like some of this is just, none of it makes sense. Oh dear. think it's time to put Larry on the stand. Don't you? Oh. There was indeed an idiot. One idiot so foolishly idiotic that he would have been out on a subarctic night. And probably would have seen something, particularly because he did say about seeing something incredible. And yes, he is indeed our kind of idiot. And, like, talking about, I don't know whether this is meant to be a typo or not, because it occurs later on, and I'm totally fine with saying talking about, because it's, if you have a bit of an accent, sometimes it sounds like you're saying talking about. But I do just find it odd that there's an American saying about. It's generally a Scottish way of saying things, talking about, that sort of thing. But either way, Larry Butts has managed to avoid taking to the stand for nearly 3 entire games. To speak as a witness, obviously. And so, it is time to finally reveal what you saw, Larry. You're finally going to prove useful in this investigation. I hope.